Title: The Fisher Formula, Turning Curiosity into Capital. Chapter 1. The Pioneer, Philip Fisher's Trailblazing Legacy. Philip Fisher, born in 1908, grew up in a world still reeling from the Great Depression. As a young man, he made his first money off a newspaper ad, and by the 1940s, he had become a respected research analyst for Fidelity Investments and later a key partner at the famous firm that would give the world the concept of modern growth investing. Fisher was not a billionaire in his lifetime, but his ideas would create fortunes for generations. One vivid story that illustrates his pioneering spirit happened in the 1960s when a small, innovative company was producing a new type of computer chip. Fisher's research team found themselves looking at a glossy flyer. The company's founders were a cluster of university graduates with no track record, yet they boasted a groundbreaking design. Many analysts passed. Fisher, however, pulled the founders aside for a conversation that would later become a hallmark of his methodology. He asked them about the problems they were solving, their competitive advantage, and how they planned to scale. The founders left the meeting with what would become the Fisher 15. The company went on to dominate the industry, and Fisher's early investment turned a modest stake into millions. Fisher's timeless quote reminds us that investing is a science, but to truly succeed, it requires a blend of art and insight. His career shows us that looking beyond numbers to the character and vision of a company's people is as crucial as fundamentals. You can learn from Fisher's early curiosity by adopting a practice of asking 15 focused questions before every major decision. Is this person or team innovative? Do they have a deep understanding of their niche? Are they committed? These questions are modern tools as useful to a tech startup founder as they were to a 1950s investor. Concrete way to apply today. Pick one area of your life, career, finances, or personal growth. Then create a list of 15 questions that mirror Fisher's criteria. Use them as a decision framework and watch your confidence grow. Key takeaways. Philip Fisher pioneered the idea that a business's people are the most valuable asset. His curiosity-driven approach shows that thorough, person-centered research can unlock hidden opportunities. If you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more. Reflective question. How might asking a deeper set of questions about the people behind your everyday choices open new possibilities? Chapter 2. The 5 Pillars of Fisher, Core Principles that Still Resound. 1. Build relationships with the best managers. 2. Seek companies that innovate continuously. 3. Look for long-term growth, not short-term gains. 4. Gather information beyond the financial statements. 5. Stay patient and follow your convictions. Philip Fisher's 15 points are often condensed for modern readers, but at the heart of the advice lie these 5 universal principles. They are distilled from decades of research and investment that turned a modest capital into remarkable returns for Fidelity clients. Consider his most famous observation: the most important thing a company can do is to stay ahead of the curve. In the 1970s, Fisher examined a nascent pharmaceutical company. The leadership was a team of brilliant scientists who routinely held their research in private labs and released incremental breakthroughs. Fisher invested in the company. Years later, those breakthroughs became blockbuster drugs. The stock grew by 25 times. This story illustrates his principle of innovation as a continuous engine. When Fisher spoke about doing your homework, he advised investors not to rely solely on public filings, but to read industry journals, attend seminars, and even visit the factory floor. That approach is the analog of today's due diligence, which now includes online reviews, supply chain traceability, and ESG reports. Fisher's own words: "You should keep a record of your investment decisions and your reasoning. This practice increases your confidence and helps you learn." We can apply this by keeping a daily journal of personal choices: what prompted us, what information we considered, and what outcomes occurred. Concrete ways to apply today. Partner with a mentor or coach who can offer insider insights into your field. Subscribe to niche newsletters that cover emerging technology or market trends. Set a habit of reviewing your decisions and the data you relied on. Key takeaways. Fisher taught that long-term success relies on people who are ahead of their time, a willingness to dig deep for hidden facts, and the discipline to stick to a strategy. If you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more. Reflective question: what hidden knowledge or insight can you pursue today that might give you an edge in your field? Chapter 3. From Research to Reality: How Fisher Actually Acted. Philip Fisher did not merely theorize. He practiced his science in real, tangible ways that earned him a reputation for being hands-on. One of his most illustrative moments came in the 1958 Sierra venture. A young entrepreneur from a small Wisconsin town was selling a unique line of wooden toys. Fisher saw a gap: children who wanted handmade, sturdy gifts. He invited the manufacturer to meet with a group of investors and a handful of customers. By fostering direct conversations, Fisher could gauge genuine demand. This conversation turned into a partnership that grew the company from a cottage industry to a regional brand. Fisher's willingness to meet his potential investments at their own premises, to see the product with his own eyes, this epitomized his approach. Information is best when it is real and tangible. In 1972, Fisher invested in a technology firm that was working on early fiber optic cables. The team was small, the product unproven, and the competition fierce. Fisher sent a representative to a networking event and asked the founders about their vision for global telecommunications. That meeting confirmed Fisher that the technology had the potential to revolutionize data transfer. He invested, and later the firm became a cornerstone of digital communication, its shares multiplying hundreds of times. These actions show Fisher's hands-on research principle: don't let data be a black box. Instead, become involved. Even today, many investors use virtual tour, webinars, and industry conferences to gather context, an echo of Fisher's insistence on experiencing things yourself. Concrete ways to apply today: attend live product demos or virtual trade shows, and ask questions rather than listening passively. Organize one-on-one meetings with mentors in your business or career field to understand their strategies. Volunteer in a project that aligns with your interests. Gain a first-hand perspective of operational realities. Key takeaways: Fisher's commitment to direct, hands-on learning created a depth of insight that set him apart. He reminded us that owning the process, not just the data, is vital for success. If you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more. Reflective question: in what way can you bring more hands-on experience to the projects or choices you face currently? Chapter 4. The Fisher Blueprint: Practical Uses for the 21st Century. Fisher's principles are timeless, but how do we translate them into the digital age? The following tools map his wisdom onto today's environment. 1. Invest with intras. In the internet era, investing extends beyond capital. Use Fisher's concept of investment to commit your time, energy, and learning. For example, dedicate 30 minutes daily to reading breakthrough research articles in your industry. This is an investment that pays dividends in knowledge. 2. Build your personal 15. Create a personal decision matrix that mirrors Fisher's 15 points. When facing a career move, a business partnership, or a significant purchase, ask the tenets. Does the provider have a clear innovation strategy? Are they transparent? Is there an engaged team? This will guide you far better than a generic checklists. 3. Leverage data, but spot the story. Fisher cautioned against relying solely on numbers. In big data analytics, focus on narrative. For instance, when analyzing customer sentiment, pair metrics with real customer comments. The quantitative trend may say growth, but the qualitative stories could reveal hidden dissatisfaction. 4. Cultivate patience. In a world of instant gratification, Fisher's patience was a virtue. Adopt a long-term mindset. For example, plan a business idea that may need 5 years to mature. Set incremental milestones and celebrate each small win, staying true to your core vision. 5. Document your journey. Keep a log, just as Fisher kept a record of his investment reasoning. Today, you can use a digital journal or blogging platform. Review past posts to see how your perspective evolved and adjust future decisions accordingly. Concrete example: suppose you're launching a new health tech app. Attend a health tech conference to meet developers and potential customers. Interview the founder's team. Ask about their vision for data privacy. Draft 15 questions that align with Fisher's evaluation criteria. Allocate a small team to test the app with early users, documenting feedback. Keep a record of all decisions taken. Key takeaways: Fisher's teachings remain practical. By blending his core principles, people focus, innovation, patience, deeper insight, and documentation, into modern tools like digital data, webinars, and personal blogs, one can navigate the complex market of today with confidence. If you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more. Reflective question: what part of your next project or decision can you approach today with a deeper, people-centric perspective inspired by Fisher? Chapter 5. Legacy in Action. The final word: invite to the journey. Philip Fisher taught that the path to great wealth and personal fulfillment is paved with curiosity, discipline, and a willingness to look beyond surface data. His life demonstrates that the greatest investment belongs to the knowledge you acquire, and the most potent partners are the people who dare to innovate. As you close this lesson, consider the power of 3 steps. Ask the right questions, observe the people, and stay committed for the long haul. By doing so, you honor Fisher's legacy and set yourself on a trajectory of growth that extends beyond the markets into every area of life. Key takeaways: people matter more than numbers. Continuous innovation is the engine of sustainable growth. Patience, combined with rigorous research, produces superior results. Documenting your decisions transforms learning into habit. If you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe for more. Reflective question: which single action you will take right after watching this will most closely align with Philip Fisher's approach to investing in people, innovation, and patience?